Okay, so here's the story. I am sitting in a room with two psychologists, and at the end of my exam, they start talking about next time. They start telling me tips for what I can do next time. And I said, wait, I failed? Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Spirit Soul Sense, information for your soul. I am Shareece, and I am a clinical psychologist, and I would like to share some stories about things that I've learned along the way, lessons, if you say. And I think this was one of the first failures. Failure is a perception thing because, when I think back on things that didn't go my way, there's probably a lot more than I've acknowledged. But this is an obvious one. This is a pass or fail exam, and I failed the first time. Like, I really failed. So this exam had, 4 or 5 different parts. The first part is ethics, and then they cover testing, assessments, and you have to do like different interpretations of things. You have a case, conceptualization, you have all these questions, and maybe 2 more sections. I completely forget what it is. This is years ago. 3 years ago, maybe. It's not even that long, but years ago. And I bombed on the very first one because I focused on children. My specialization is on children, and the question they asked me on ethics was about geriatrics. And I should have known because, my program prepares you to be a psychologist, not a child psychologist. It prepares you to be a psychologist. But that was an area that I neglected. So like with anything, we just learn from our mistakes. I remember days before, have you ever seen one of those, what do you call them? It's like a thing that's supposed to predict the future, sort of give you yes, no's. It was a red quartz. I forget what it's called, but I used it to see if I was going to pass. It told me yes, but I knew I wasn't going to pass the first time. I had a feeling I wasn't going to pass the first time. So doing the exam, these things are so nerve-wracking. You're being judged, and 2 other psychologists are there, and they're so official. But I'm a good test taker, and I'm a good talker. But I really just got the first one wrong. And the rest of the exam they let me do because it's a good learning experience just to experience it. And then they could give me tips on what to do after. I remember being just shocked that I failed, but also this deep knowing that, well, you kind of knew you were going to fail because part of what I did, and I think I mentioned taking the Each Will P was scarier than taking this exam. But before taking the Each Will P, this was scary. This was the scariest in that I didn't prepare properly for the exam because when you're motivated by fear, deep-seated fear is fear of failure. And fear of failure and fear of success are 2 sides of the same coin. But if I didn't study, right? If I didn't actually devote all the time that I should have to studying, then I could say, well, I failed because I didn't study, not because of anything with my knowledge or my character. I could just blame it on having not studied. These are unconscious thoughts, things that I can say consciously now because of all the self-analysis and all the therapy that I've been through. But at the time, it's a self-sabotage. It's a setting yourself up to fail because you're not preparing like you should. So right after the exam, I'm in a sort of denial of, I can't believe I failed. I failed? I failed? I can't believe I failed. I just started repeating that over and over. But then, you know what happened? I shared with another professor, not in my program, we worked in a different program because I was doing work study. I shared, I think she saw, I was thinking a lot, and she said, "Oh, come and talk to me." And I go and I talked to her, and I told her I failed. And this woman is the second woman to tell me something like this. In my life, listen. People used to call me a princess. I don't know if you I don't know if you get like princess energy from me. People used to call me a princess because I always got what I wanted. Like, life shows up for me. I get what I want in life. People do things for me. People are nice to me. And people, they like looking at me. I have a nice like attitude, and I'm kind, and I smile a lot. So people are really nice to me and very encouraging and very supportive. And my parents are my first cheerleaders who made me believe before I knew what beliefs were that I could succeed at whatever. And so, second woman to tell me this, the woman asked me, do you think this is the right like program for you? Are you sure you want to be a psychologist? Because, maybe it's not. What? I'm sorry, what? I heard her, but felt her more. In like, I am never talking to this woman about stuff like this. Like, get ever. And I said this recently. My life is so peaceful. Right now, 2020, my life is so peaceful. It's like I'm flowing down a river. Like, imagine like I'm a lotus flower flowing down a river. The river is calm. A leaf falls in. I feel it. But even more so, if I happen across rapids or someone jumping in the water, like I feel it. I feel it because I am so centered and so calm and so at peace. I feel chaos. I feel any disruption. I know what it is. I can look at it and see what it is. Sort of like this lady. I am so confident in myself. I believe so much in myself. I know for sure I want to be a psychologist. There is nothing else. And I know I have all the capabilities to be a psychologist. How dare a lady barely knows me a year? How dare you ask me if I'm sure that's what I want? In all with the context of you might need to drop out the program. That's what this was all about. Nobody approaches me like that in life. Because if you know me, you know I can do anything. And you know that the failure is not because of ability. You know that it's because of fear. And so you need to speak to the fear in me. Cast out the fear. Not add more fear. That was a response motivated by fear. Like, you're probably not good enough for this program, so you should probably drop out. I'm sorry, what? So I never talked to that lady again. But after that, because I think God gives you exactly what you need when you need it. After that, I decided I'm going to use a completely different tactic to prepare to take this exam again next semester. So I paid someone to help me learn how to study the exam. I am definitely the believer of you pay for what you need, and if you too cheap, then you're probably not gonna be that successful. It wasn't expensive, but you're gonna have to invest in yourself in certain things in order to be successful. So I paid, got a really great outline explanation on what it is that I need, how I need to approach the exam. Because I think often with most exams, it's not necessarily about the content. You need to know the content, but if you've reached this far, you know the content. And what you need is strategy. You need to really understand the strategy. So I paid, and then I also had a study buddy. Me, I'm an introvert, and I just, external accountability just bothers my soul. Like, don't text me and tell me I need to work out. Don't share. I just don't like external accountability because I do what I say I'm gonna do. and I don't need you harassing me, bothering me. I don't like it. So I don't like study buddies. But often, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to do things you don't want to do in order to get the kind of results you didn't get before. So, and I studied for months. I had a study buddy, I love you, friend. And she was great for me. Like if I didn't study like that with her, I probably wouldn't have passed again. But we were able to practice in a way that really solidified the information for me, solidified my delivery, because in these oral exams, you have to, sit up straight with all this stuff and appear competent. Even if you are, you have to appear confident and competent. Okay, so having a study buddy was like extremely helpful. Even though I have to go to people's house and meet up but I did it. I did it. And so when I was ready to retake my exam, a lot of the fear was gone because I knew I had studied and I felt really comfortable in the information that I had, and I had seen the exam before, and so I felt good. And so I passed the second time. I did. What I realize now in life, whenever I am experiencing something particularly difficult, I ask myself, what is there to learn here? And I don't always expect an immediate answer about what is there to learn here, but asking what is there to learn here? I'm going through something difficult, painful, I don't like it. What is there to learn here? Like recalibrates me, recenters me, so that my perspective on the thing is less about I hate it here and more about there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity for growth, for evolution. And years later, I feel that the lesson of failing my oral exam has helped me. Like, never having failures in life is not a good thing because life has suffering. I almost said life is about suffering. Are they the same thing? Am I saying the same thing? You will suffer in this life because we are human. If you never experience or perceive flaws, faults, failures, you're going to be stuck. There's not really going to be much evolution in life. You're not really going to think that you need to improve upon anything. So it's important that you experience them because they build character, they help you grow, they help you become a better person. People who never fail at anything, who the adults, the people in their life, protect them, shield them from any sort of failure, are like really hollow inside. There's not much depth. They really can't help nobody because they haven't been through anything. So instead of like looking at the fears as, end of the world, it's not the end of the world. It's an opportunity for you to evolve, for me to evolve. So now the things that are happening in my life, I can look back on, these big failures and think about how they helped me, how they were exactly what I needed, how I'm grateful for failing things because it's all led me to where I am now, to who I am now. And I think, isn't that the point of life? Just, we all want to be happy and healthy and grow and share experience with our loved ones and all that jazz. So I failed my oral exam. I'm not mad about it. I'm proud about it. When I can reflect on where I am now, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that the whole universe conspires to help me. I want to thank you for watching this video. Leave me a comment if you want. Share this video with someone you think it may help. Subscribe to my channel. And maybe watch our next video.